What is going on? Blake here with Trade Tracer. As always, none of this is financial advice. This video is going to help you get prepared for this week, explain to you how I am reading the market and how I am approaching it. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and get it started with the S&P 500. We have the SPY pulled up here on a daily time frame. And right now we are in a 2-day downtrend on the S&P. Now the NASDAQ is a little bit uglier. And right now, this doesn't look extremely constructive, right? We're breaking below the 50-day. We're testing these previous pivot lows. And the anchored VWAP from this recent pivot is now, we're trading below that VWAP. So everybody who was trading this uptrend, the majority of the people that traded this, the average trade price was around 470. So right now the S&P is 466. So the average person right now is down if they bought anywhere, on average in this range. So that's what the anchored VWAP is, average volume weighted average price. So the S&P obviously in a downtrend. The NASDAQ looks much worse. Last Tuesday I had mentioned that, hey, above this 404.58, there's really high odds to go back to new highs. And if you check my Twitter, I even posted a chart about it. And I said below this candle's low, which was the January 4 low, I said below 393.29, extreme caution. And we broke below this level right here, this 393.29. And from there, we just had a massive waterfall. And now we have this almost a triple bottom. So we've got one here, two, right? And now this third. So we've got this triple bottom down here, which is really important. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint, triple bottoms typically don't hold. Now, I'm not predicting this, but from a technician standpoint, triple bottoms typically break lower, right? So you have to also understand this next week is the week before OPEX, where we oftentimes see pivotal lows before ripping higher again. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to roll over and bring everything with it. It absolutely is a scenario, right? That can happen. But until we break below, really the low of these three, trading points, and I think the low was actually this one, December 20th. So we break below the December 20 low. Yeah, that could be trouble for the entire market. So if technology rolls over, it does have the strength to pull everything with it. Okay, so right now, where is the leadership? The leadership is in energy and financials. So if we look at the XLE, right? So just your general, energy ETF. You can see this was on the playbook. It triggered, and it's already tagging one of our levels, right? It's tagging the 61.31. We've seen some upside targets to 64 on the upside. So you can see this longer term downtrend line that I have drawn in here, and you can see, really how significant this is if I pull it up on a higher time frame. So this weekly time frame goes back to 2014. So it's breaking a downtrend that's been established since 2014, and it's doing it with some momentum. So this year, maybe we see energy and financials lead. Maybe it's your boomers market. Maybe technology and these, huge PE, growth names, these ARK fund type names. Maybe it's not their year, right? We have to be open-minded and ready for anything, right? So energy is leading along with financials. So if we look at financials, XLF, this is the weekly time frame breaking out to new all-time highs, right? So this looks really, really bullish, which is why we are, have exposure into energy and financials in the investment portfolio, because that's what's leading. Okay, we want to be involved with what's leading the market. We want to be looking for what's making new 52-week highs. We don't want to worry ourselves with the 52-week lows and buying the bottom. That's not a winning strategy. You want to focus on what's leading. So energy and financials are leading. However, if this NASDAQ, if this triple bottom breaks, it's going to be rough for even those leaders, the energy and financials, even though it's not correlated, it's going to be hard for those sectors to continue breaking out if the NASDAQ rolls over. And once again, I'm not predicting the NASDAQ to roll over. I don't know what's going to happen. But this next week, I think if we can be patient, if we can wait until the end of this week, if we can wait till maybe Thursday if you're really aggressive, and ideally Friday, before really trying to make any sort of calls on what direction this market's going to go, we're going to have a lot of things get out of the way. So we're going to have the week before OPEC's out of the way. We have JP Morgan earnings this week. We want to see how the market reacts to that. And then on top of this, we're going to have more data on these charts, and we're not going to be looking at this triple bottom anymore. Okay, so maybe this comes higher. Maybe this just rolls over immediately and just takes everything with it. We don't know. But the priority right now is preservation of capital, year-to-date gains. The playbook is very simple for this week. If you are a swing trader, which 90% of you are, then you're waiting, right? You're waiting for uptrend. You're waiting until we have price back above the 10 SMA, price, we have uptrend. You're waiting for this momentum. You're waiting for odds to be in your favor. Right now, odds are against you. And if you're super aggressive, then you're taking plays from the playbook, which this week, just similar to last week, is likely going to be focused on energy and financials because that's what's leading. So if you're trading, you're only trading energy and financials, and you're only getting long those sectors because that's what's leading. But ideally, since we are in a downtrend, you should just be waiting because there's going to be plenty of opportunities to get long, to make money this year, right? This is, the early part of January. We're in the second week of trading. Okay, so just relax, have some patience. We need more data on the charts. It's the week before OPEX, and that's how I'm playing this. So right now I am cash, right? We're in a downtrend, so I'm cash. I'm waiting for the uptrend, and if I'm feeling like the market could potentially get some momentum, I may take a couple plays from the playbook in energy or financial, whatever we find out, and whatever triggers this week. So with that, I want to just roll into crypto really quickly. So we've been keeping an eye on this Bitcoin for quite some time, and you guys know this hasn't changed. So if we get price back above here, it's very bullish, but price hasn't gotten back above there. We had this little consolidation range. We kind of wanted to creep up here, and we started to get a little, some people that were really bullish and Nancy and wanting to front run this, and then we just get hammered, right? So that's why it's important to have patience and wait for your signal, right? My signal was, hey, if price can get back in this range, this box, then I'm going to get long. Never got in that range, never got in that box. I didn't get long. I saved myself all of that. Now, Bitcoin, hate to say it, guys, but this doesn't look fantastic. Now, this could change any minute. These could have, 10, 15, 20% swings in a day, right? This is crypto. But we are trading below this 200-day moving average now. That's what this black line is, and that's not, the best. And you have the 50-day moving average moving downward, looking like it wants to cross through, which would be the death cross. So don't love that setup in Bitcoin. So definitely be defensive, right? And once again, right, this isn't something where I'm saying this is just going to roll over and go back to 30,000. But is it a possibility? Sure, yeah, it's absolutely a possibility. It can happen. When am I going to get long again? Well, I'm probably not going to wait for this now, but ideally I want to wait until price gets back above the 50-day moving average, which, would be right in this range. So right around the, 49, 50,000 range as it stands right now. So, we've got quite a bit to go to get there before I feel like I can get aggressively long Bitcoin. Now, long term, am I bullish Bitcoin? You bet your. I'm not going to say the word I was going to, but you can bet that yes, long term, I'm extremely bullish Bitcoin. I think it's much, much, much higher from here. And don't get me started on crypto because this video will be an hour long. Ethereum, very similar story, right? So our previous entry, if you guys remember back in July, this was even on the playbook. So if you go back into July and look on the playbook, we had Ethereum. So Ethereum, this was our previous entry from 2,200, rode that all the way up to, more than, doubled, right? 22 to 48. So more than 100% return just in the course of, half a year. And, we double topped here and then, got below the cloud, and then we broke this uptrend line. So when we broke this uptrend line, it was looking very spooky. Came back, tested this pivot, and then just boom, sold off straight through this pivot, and now we're back to the 3,100 range. And you can see just how well, once again, price is respecting these levels because I don't make these up. These are true price levels that need to be paid attention to. And right now we're below this 3,100 level, and below we've got 2,900. Below that we've got 2,700. So you can ask yourself the same question: when can you get long Ethereum again? Well, probably wait until back above 3,800 at least. Probably really until back above the 50. So right now right around 4,000. So this has got a ways to go before I can feel very bullish Ethereum. In the swing midterm, and just like Bitcoin long term, I'm extremely bullish Ethereum. I think this is much, much, much higher if we are taking the investor's approach. So I just wanted to touch on crypto. I know a lot of you are invested and interested in it. Same with myself. And just to wrap up, we are in a downtrend. Preserve capital year-to-date gains. Don't be in a rush this week. It's the week before OPEX. We've got some earnings this week. We need more data on the charts. This triple bottom right here on the NASDAQ is very concerning. Just like I said, below here was concerning. If we break below here, it's going to be even more concerning. So that being said, have patience this week, guys. If you need anything, feel free to shoot me an email, and I will see you on the open.